Alright, how's it going, guys? We are back, and I have been working on getting this converted over from running our MV electrolyzer up here to charging a battery. And we have the batteries in here. I'll show you recipes for these. It's pretty simple, just battery alloy with the filled alkaline button cells, circuit, and copper cables. And these button cells are just pyrolusite, aluminum foil, zinc dust, steel wire, curved battery alloy, curved stainless steel, potassium hydroxide, plastic ring, graphite or carbon. And we have made 8 of them so we can run an 8x wire out of here, which I need to get those made yet. And we're basically going to move this down from there to basically right here. So let's start off with, how many of these am I going to need? We need definitely one here. And then we're going to have the LV stuff out in front of it. And then we need to get, we can do those off of an LV. So for right now, we're just going to do one 8x wire. We're not going to get everything complete with this, because I cannot remember for the life of me exactly how I want to do the sensor on it yet. I've kind of forgotten how to get that done, to be honest. And I'll explain that in a sec when we get over there and look at it. Okay, there's that. Oh, and while we're over here, there's something else I want to get hooked up today. I need this hammer and make a... Where the hell did the hammer go? There it is. Damn it. Like that. And then I need to double these up. There we go. And we're going to make a itemometer here. Alright, so let's go over here and take a look at this. So we're going to put this right here, connected to that. Now there is a energy sensor on the bottom here, which we're going to use to detect how much power is in here. And we're going to use that to turn these on and off. And I have to go back to my old video where I originally did this and figure out how I did the sensor. Because I know how to do it, but it's kind of weird. There's a special way you can use tags and comparators to make a high-low sensor, and I only ever do it like once, so I honestly have forgotten how to do it. Okay, I need a on-off for that, an automatic switch for that. Get that made. Let's have some garlic chicken. That way I can move a little bit. And actually, I should probably make a couple of these. I'll go ahead and make 2 for right now. All right, so now we can take this, put it on there, and then we can connect that up. And now that will allow us to do our tantalite, which I think we still have some. Yeah, we got some right here. So this we need to put in 8 at a time. All right. So we need to get a thing set up for that so that we know. So we basically automate the tantalite over here. This is turned off, so climb my butt up here. So I'm going to do a live stream again and work on automating this up properly with everything that needs to go over here. For right now, we're just going to set it up like that. But we'll end up having pipes go into the top, and this will be a pipe that'll run over to our main wall over there. And this is our pyrolusite that we have left over. We need to get that put in there. And I don't think we had any more fallout. All right, so the next thing we need to do is we need to hook up this transformer, which I'm going to hook up here. And this is an LV to MV. So it's going to take MV in and it's going to put out LV. And the first thing we need to hook up is a canning machine. And we need that so we can do a emitter. Empty gas emitter right here. So we're going to take this, put it on the front, and I did go ahead and get us a drum of CO2 out here. So we've got 9,000 liters of CO2, which we can just put right there. That'll put the CO2 in. We can put the emitter in, which I only need to do 1 for the moment. There we go. That's that. And now we can get our gas nozzle, pull the rest of that CO2 out. Before I do this, I do have 3 things. So I know that what we need it for right now is the precision, if I could spell, laser. Laser's easier. So we need this for our CO2 laser. And it can run either the engraver, the welder, and we're gonna have a welder. So I might as well go ahead and do 2 of these, to be honest. Now, there's other ones we're probably going to need down the road, like we may need a better laser engraver. I do believe we're going to need an MV. That's the input. I need the output. Where did I put that thing? Right here. Give me that. But we're going to need other ones later. But for right now, 2 of them is going to be enough. So that will pull the CO2 out of there. And now what we're actually going to be using this for is filling a lighter. So I have luckily looted like 4 of these things. And 3 of them are full. Oh, I've gotten 3 of them and 2 of them are full. 1 of them is empty. Now, unfortunately, there is no recipe to create the empty one, but there are disposable lighters. So if you don't find one of these, you can always make the plastic disposable lighter. And the only thing that you don't get when you throw the empty one back in to be shredded, the only thing you don't get back out is the flint. So it's completely reusable. Basically, you just have to recreate it every time. So I usually, if you watch season 2, I made like 4 or 8 of them each time. That way I didn't have to mess with it. Now, luckily with these, they can just be filled. And you just use butane to fill them. They used to be able to take propane and butane, but I bitched enough that Greg changed that. So now I can just carry one of my Zippo lighters here. And now I don't have to worry about matches anymore. And I can fill it in my canning machine. Alright, so I'll take this and throw it back in the CO2 thing later. The other thing I'm wanting to set up is I have this down here that is drying our aluminum hydroxide out. And I have it so it'll automatically turn off, but I don't have a way for it to turn on. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to put this here that'll tell it how many items are in there. And I will basically change this to we want to do greater than no, we can just do equals. We can just do if it equals 0 and then have that output a redstone signal, and we're going to end up running power down here to an igniter to ignite that. And again, that's something we're going to do in that live stream, but I wanted to get the itemometer done so you guys could see the starts of what it is, and then I'll show you after. We'll do a video and I'll explain how I went about it. But now the next thing we need to do is we need to get the laser engraver hooked up, which it's going to go right there. And it's also going to need a automatic switch on it, but we have to get the CO2 emitter made to connect to it as well. And I have, well, let's get the, any more tin cables? No, let's get some tin. And we'll throw that in there, and we'll go ahead and just make 4 of these so we have a few. And now we need to make that laser here, so we need 2 tier 1 circuits, a tin cable, CO2, and we have the CO2 there. We have the galvanized machine casing there. T1 circuits. I might actually have to go make a few more of those. Luckily, I have plenty of these to make, so give me a minute. Let me go make some circuits. I'll be right back. Alright, I got my circuits done. So we're going to go ahead and throw these in here. And we need some tin wires here. Well, tin cables. There we go. And now we're going to put this in there. And this will give us 2 of these, because we're going to go ahead and do the second one for the welder. And we're going to need some lead wires, using lead because it can transfer 64 EU a tick, and since we're coming out of the transformer, it'll be able to call for 64. So we need to use lead instead of tin. If we were going from a single battery, it would be able to take just a tin, but because of it coming from the transformer, which by the way can output more than 4 amps, different from GT5. We'll see that when we hook up the other things here. I should be able to do a 2x and be fine. We're going to put that there. And then we need the laser emitter there, going that direction. So now what we need to get done is we need a lens for this. And what we're doing this for is so we can make gold wiring, so we can get to T3 and higher circuits. And that is going to need a red lens. So we need to go see what we have gem-wise that will make a red lens. Hopefully I have something. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go... we have a flawless ruby. And we have a flawless red onyx. I don't know that the red onyx will work. Let's see. Red jasper lens. There is a red onyx lens. And yeah, it looks like it'll work. A red onyx lens will work. Alright, so we just need this turned into a plate. So we're going to use a saw to do that, which will give us 1 plate. If we had the right sawmill, we could do it that way. And I do believe this, I don't think, yeah, this needs 96 to do that. So we could have done an MV level cutter, and then we could have done a regular one. But since we haven't gone to the expense of doing that, we need to do this one. And then instead of using the file, We can throw this in the lathe, and that will give us our red lens. And then we will need foil, because if you look at in here, we can do any of the wiring things, so we can do our copper that way as well. But since this is the main thing we're looking for, we'll look at gold, and you can see it's gold foil that we need. So that just means that I need to take this gold and throw it in to become plates. I'll just do it all because we're going to end up using it. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw the copper we have in here and get it done as well. It'll go way faster than the gold. The gold will be nice and slow. And there's our red onyx lens. It is not red in our hand. Always annoys me. Now, as soon as this gets done, which it is now, we can take this and throw it into our cluster mill here. That'll turn it into foil. And as soon as that's done, we can go make our first thing of wiring, so we can start making tier 3 circuits. And the main reason why we're trying to get to tier 3 circuits is so we can make a universal extender. That way we can change the direction of pressure, kinetic pressure. Alright, so there we go. So for every 1 ingot, we get 4 foil, and 4 foil will make 1 wiring thing. Can't remember what they're called. Alright, so lens in there, that in there, and we need to hook this up like that. And there we go. There is our circuit wiring. So now we can throw that in here with our circuit boards, and it will become a circuit plate once we throw in all of our circuit plates. So I'm going to also get a whole bunch of those made up. And before we can actually use these, we also have to upgrade the smelter thing here, because you will see that tier 3, let's just look up circuit. I think we went over this before, but for the advanced circuit, if you use lead, you have to put in a master circuit. To use tin, you have to put in an elite circuit. This is tier 4. This is tier 5. But if you use soldering alloy, then it can be advanced to advanced. So we need soldering alloy here rather than tin. So rather than using our smelter over there to make the soldering alloy and then bring it over here and put it in the smelter, I'm just going to make the soldering alloy right here in a mixer. So we're going to have to go through that pretty soon. We do have some other things we're going to be doing before that. Mainly we're going to be processing our bauxite through vitriol, through sulfuric acid to make vitriol of clay. But I need to get the automation for turning this on and off first. And I also want to get this automation done. So we've got the first steps of what we need done. Like I said, we're going to have a live stream here in a couple days, where I'm going to work on a lot of these different things, getting them automated up, and probably set up the vitriol thing there. And then I will do a video explaining it, what we actually did. But getting the electricity set up is the first step, so we can run the electrolyzer that we need for that. And even though we can't actually do the gold circuits, we can use this for the copper ones now. So I'm going to run a whole bunch of copper, make a whole bunch of wiring things, and make a bunch of tier 1 circuits once this gets done running. So as you guys could probably hear, I'm still a little stuffed up. That's why we didn't have a video on Monday, because I was coughing like heck. The weather's still trying to get back up from that winter storm we had come through a couple days ago. And whenever it's real cold like that, my throat gets real raw from all the stuff from my sinuses. So hopefully we'll have 2 videos and a stream this week yet. I'm going to try doing streams in the evening now instead of in the mornings. We'll see how that works. And have a good one, guys. I'll see you next time.